Yo, what's up? What's up? It's your man Chazz Ellis once again, giving you information that you guys asked me about, coming up with some things to tell you, let you know, to help your life if I can. If I can't, well, I try. But nah, man, I'm just coming up with this information, trying to help you out. Um, Actually, the other day I was thinking about online dating. And I talked to different women about online dating, and I've online dated myself. It's pretty cool, pretty wonderful. But and a lot of women have asked me questions like, what do you do online to get somebody? How do you make it work? And yada yada yada. And I read a lot of profiles. Actually, when I was online dating, I would read so many profiles. People get at you online and whatnot. And you get an opportunity to read a ridiculous amount of profiles, even people who don't really get at you necessarily, but that you just, read their stuff or whatever. And I noticed a lot of things when I read people's profiles, that mistakes that women were making. That were attracting a certain type of person or attracting a certain type of situation. So I decided to kind of let you guys know a few things to allow you to work a little bit better and kind of help you out a little bit. There's a few categories, like 3 categories that you got to think of when you're doing this. The first thing, whenever you set up a profile, because that's the most important part, is setting up your profile, because that tells people what to think of you, what type of chick you're going to be, how you're going to act, how they should approach you. That's your profile tells them all of that. So the first thing is pictures. That's the first thing you need to think about when you're setting up your online profile. Obviously, you need to think of your pictures. Okay, you need to at least have 4 to 6 pictures. The reason why I say that is because when you have one picture online, it makes dudes think that either you're not a real person. If you're too attractive, they're going to think you're not a real person. It makes them think that you have something to hide because you only got one picture. So it's like, well, is it an old picture? Is this not really, what's the deal? So one picture, and that one picture may not be a good picture. It may not be the best one of you. It may be. But you want to give somebody a wide range of things to choose from. That way they get a real assessment of who you are and what you are. That helps you out because it makes sure that the dude knows what they're getting in advance so you don't get bull crap. You need full body pictures. You need at least 2 full body pictures. And they should be recent. And what I mean by recent is they should be within like the last months or so or even a year, but they should be recent. When I say recent, they should be recent in terms of, has anything in your life happened that would make it so that these pictures do not represent who you are anymore? Did you have a baby? If you had a baby, you need to take new pictures. I don't care if you feel like you got in totally good shape again and you didn't gain any weight or whatever the case may be. That's maybe what you feel and maybe what people tell you, and it may be true. But just for the sake of full disclosure, take new pictures because that's going to help you out because you don't know if you really look the same. You might feel like you do, but you may not. So that's a big thing. On your pictures, you want to make sure that you're the only person in the picture. Don't take pictures with friends. And the reason why you don't do that is because it makes it hard for other people to decipher who the hell they're looking at. Sometimes your friend is better looking than you, which doesn't help your case. Sometimes your friend is worse looking than you, which doesn't help your case. Sometimes your friend is on the same level as you, which doesn't help your case. What I'm saying is there's no way that that's going to help your case because there's nothing that your friend can bring to the table that's going to help you get a dude. That's your friend. That's not you. So don't put other people in the picture because it's distracting. It causes people to be like, who is that chick? Especially if the other friend was pretty attractive. Like, who is that, man? They might want to try to look up your friend now instead of you. So don't do that. Just don't add to your problems by putting other people in your pictures. They may not even want to be in your pictures. Don't have your kids in your pictures. What the hell are you thinking? It's like, and this is going to sound fucked up, but I like to be honest. I like to keep it real. Have you ever seen a McDonald's commercial with fat people in it? No. You never see a McDonald's commercial with fat people in it. Like you see one with Dwight Howard, Michael Jordan. I mean, these type of people who don't eat McDonald's every single day. But they're in these pictures. They're in these commercials. And the reason why they're in the commercials is because that's the dream that they want to sell you. They want to let you focus on the fact that McDonald's is going to taste delicious. That's what they want to focus on. They don't want you to focus on the fact that you can get fat. When you put your kids and shit in your pictures, you're making people focus on the fact that you actually have kids. I know that sounds fucked up to say, but you're making people focus on aspects of you that are going to be more difficult. Instead of making people focus on the good shit about you, like what you look like. And that kind of stuff. That's what you want people to focus on. You want people to focus on what you look like, what kind of person you are, not baggage that you bring into a relationship. Putting your kids in your pictures isn't doing anything but letting people focus on baggage that you're bringing into a relationship. That's not helping you. And don't be like, oh, he's not a real man if he can't handle my kid. That's fine if he can or can't. But I'm saying you don't need to put that at the forefront. You need to sell yourself first. He's not trying to take care of every kid in the world. He's going to take care of maybe the kids of somebody that he really cares about. Keep it real with yourself. Show off your best assets without being slutty. What I mean by that is, if you got a nice ass, try to find a way to kind of allude to that without necessarily, just showing it all out in the open. Like, don't be turning around showing your butt off. But you know what I mean? Like, do like maybe a side angle view where people can kind of tell. That kind of thing. If you got a nice breast, show them. But don't show them in a slutty way. Let people see that's going for you. If you got a nice body, you stay in good shape, let people see. Because otherwise they're going to fill in the blanks and decide that you must not have those things. I'm not saying go out there and just, push your titties out in front of the camera or nothing like that. I'm not saying shake your ass or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is, give people opportunity to see some of what you look like. Just like you showing your best assets, don't go around showing off your worst ones. If you got a gut, don't wear a belly shirt. I mean, just keep it real with yourself. Be honest about what you have going for you and what's maybe not so good. You know what I mean? Don't show off your good assets, man, but don't show stuff that doesn't look right and don't look slutty while you do it. Don't just make every picture your titties out. Don't do that, because then it makes it seem like that's all you got going for you, and it attracts people that just want to smash. If that's what you want, then you really don't need this guide. I mean, it's pretty easy to get a profile to make dudes smash you. Let's see. Okay, that's basically what you need to worry about with the pictures. 4 to 6 pictures, full body, make them recent. Just you and the pic, not the kids, not mommy and daddy, not friends and all that other crap. Show off your best assets without being slutty. I think that's pretty straightforward. The next one, and probably the most important one, is the About Me section. Every profile has an About Me section, where you fill out some paragraph or a couple of paragraphs or whatever the hell about yourself. Some of them have where they'll say they need a certain amount of words. Some may not. I don't know. But, you got a About Me section on pretty much all of them. Now, before you get to the About Me section, normally you have this thing where you fill out where it'll say what are you looking for in a relationship? Do you have children? What color are you? Or race, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, what race are you? How tall are you? Yada, yada, yada. It'll usually have, like, where you can fill in, like, little bubbles to say, to kind of pull that all out. To, give, like, your profession, how much you make, yada, yada, yada. It'll usually have all that set before you even fill out this About Me section. So when you fill that out, you don't need to reiterate any of that crap. Because it's already on there. That's just something to think about before you even start. Is anything you filled in the bubbles, when you mark the bubble, don't go back and talk about that again. So if you feel that you had kids in the bubble, don't talk about the kids again. You fill that in. Don't put that in the About Me section. And I'll go into a little bit more of that later. But if you feel that you're looking for a long-term relationship, cool. You don't really need to put that in the About Me section. It's already been there. That kind of stuff. Those things that you're filling in, you really don't need to put back in here. Okay. So with that in mind, the first thing you want to do is you want to stay positive. Now, this may step on some toes. This may offend some people, but I'm going to keep it real with you because I'm trying to help. Some of you women go through you put this, and I'm gonna basically go into what you got on your profile. Are there any real men out there? I'm looking for a real man. I'm tired of the liars. No more liars. No more dogs. No more dudes that just want to have sex. Blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of all these dudes trying to be players and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Let me tell you what you're telling other people. You're saying two things. Number one, you're saying, if you are a player, if you are a dude that likes to have sex with a chick, stop calling her and dog chicks out in general. I am a person who has been treated that way in the past. I am susceptible to that type of treatment. This is what I will tolerate. That's what you're saying by putting that on there. Because what you're telling a man is you get dogged out by dudes and you don't want to do that anymore. So assholes in general are going to look at that and go, well, you accept assholes. So why would I not come over to you? Because guess what? We as men, we don't care what you want. We don't care what you don't want. We care if we want you or not. So you can't tell assholes to not talk to you. You can't tell dudes to not talk to you just to have sex with you. You have to not have sex with the dudes. That's your responsibility. Putting that down on your profile, I don't want dogs, I don't want dudes that just want to smash, that's not going to stop dudes from just wanting to smash. All it's going to do is let dudes know that you're most likely going to be a good candidate for that because it's probably happened to you in the past. You're not helping yourself. So don't do that shit. You're saying the second thing you're telling, I want women to understand this. When you go on a diatribe about how men have treated you badly throughout your entire life, dudes have dogged you out, dudes have been so cold-blooded, so cold-busted on you, what you're telling the good guy is that he's getting the leftovers from all the jerks of the world. You're saying the beach party is over, the sun has come up, and now I want a good guy to take care of me. Because all of these other thugs, jerks, assholes of the world have fucked over me and left me there. Could you please pick me up? You're a good dude. You're the cream of the crop. Because that's what you're trying to attract. You're not trying to attract some messed up dude, some lame dude that can't get anybody else. You're trying to attract the top level of whoever's on that site. And when you're trying to attract the top level, what you're selling them is that you've been screwed over by the bottom level. The worst type of dudes have dogged you out your entire life. This is what you're saying by saying, are there any real men? I'm tired of all the dogs. I'm tired of all the liars. You're telling them that you've been screwed over by the lowest level of men throughout your entire life, and you want the highest level of man to pick you up. You sound crazy. You sound crazy. And it's not your fault because nobody probably ever told it to you like that. You know, they probably didn't tell you that you sounded crazy. They probably made you like, yeah, that's a good, yeah. Yeah, you do deserve better. But they do, you know, the person that you're looking for deserves better too. So stop selling yourself as some victim that's been ran through by all these other dudes. Because that's what, I'm telling you what nice guys are seeing when they're reading your profile. The pet peeve of every good dude in the world is getting the leftovers of assholes. They feel like they're getting the leftovers of assholes. And that pisses them off to no end. So when you write down, I'm tired of all these dogs and players and blah, 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 what you're saying is, I am the leftovers of all of the assholes of the world. Good guy, please come pick me up. And all it does is attract assholes. And if you attract a good guy, he's going to want to dog you. Even though he's a good guy, it's going to burn him up to be with somebody like you. Because he looks at it like you're the leftovers of all these assholes. You don't have to sell that to anybody. You don't need to even talk about that. Because that's not you. That's a situation. Those are situations that's happening in your life. Those don't encompass who you are. But when you put that shit on there like that, you're saying it does encompass who you are. It has defined who you are. You letting the situation beat you. When you put that crap on there and you go negative like that, you letting it beat you. Stop letting that shit beat you. Okay, we'll move on. Make your profile about who you are. Here's what I mean. A lot of women like to get on here and on any of these sites and whatever and say, let me make my profile about what I want. I want a man who treats me like this and calls me and yada, yada, yada. And I'm on here and my children are my world. I have kids and they're my world. And if you can't deal with that, then I don't blah, blah, blah. What the fuck are you talking about? Why would, once again, you're taking your situation and you're going negative. You're talking about what you want when you're trying to sell yourself. That doesn't even make sense. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but I want you to understand the gravity of what you're doing so you get it and it works better for you in the future. What you're doing is you're saying, this is what I want. I want a man that's like this, 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 and this. As if someone's going to read that and go, oh, well, I'm all of those things, so I'm going to come and be with you. That's not what they're going to read. They want to know who you are, so the top guys will go towards you. They don't give a fuck what you want. Men don't care what you want. We care what we want, just like you care what you want. Nobody cares what you want except for you. That's across the board. A dude isn't looking at all of these. You give this big long laundry list of this is what I want. I want this, 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 and this. And that's what your whole about me section was all the crap that you wanted. You have sold yourself to no one. All you did was tell a dude that you had a laundry list of stuff and you didn't tell him what he was getting in return. So the best guys are looking at you like, I didn't really see anything to impress me, and they're moving on. And then the worst guys are going, well, I'm not any of these things, but you looked cute, so I'm coming at you anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're not attracting anybody because you're not putting anything out there to attract anybody. Here's what your About Me section needs to be about. You. It needs to say this. What you are. What you bring to the table. What you do. That's what you need to be talking about. What you are. What you bring to the table. What you do. Why are you special? That's what you need to be talking about. The whole About Me section needs to be about why you are special and nothing else. Don't bring up your kids because they're not you. Don't bring up, I also have this in here, don't bring up anything about exes or kids. Don't bring up your kids. Don't bring up your exes because your kids are not you. Your exes are not you. None of those people, none of the people in your life are you. So it's not helping you. Stop bringing up crap that doesn't matter. Okay? So don't say what you're looking for in a man. Because nobody cares. Bring up what you are and you'll attract the type of man that you want. Alright? So that's what we gotta do. Okay. Now that you've done that, you got your About Me section set up. It's telling people who you are, what you do, what you bring to the table, all of that. You're not, none of the nonsense in there. You got good pictures that are letting people know that you're an attractive young woman, that you got some stuff going for you. Cool. Now you got to go with the communication. Now, when someone does hit you up, a lot of times the natural thing to do is to try to get phone numbers and switch phone numbers real quick. That's a natural thing to try to do, and it makes sense. I get that. But what I'm going to tell you to do is keep it on the page for a second. And here's why. Because when you keep it on the page for a second, and what I mean by that is keep it on the site. Keep it on the site for a little second. Talk to him on the site for a little second. Kind of get to know him a little bit more before you switch numbers. This helps you to bring down the level of stalkers that you get. And also when you find the dude you're actually looking for, you're not getting rid of all these other dudes. You see what I'm saying? Like all these other clowns that you talk to while you on the site don't have your number. And, you know, are now bothering you and harassing you, getting on your damn nerves. You know, now when you find somebody, it's less likely to have a bunch of people fucking with you from the site that you don't want to talk to anyway. So keep it on the page for a second until you can kind of get a feel for who the dude is and what he's about. So that's why I say that. The next thing is when you get the number, get pictures as soon as possible. And when I'm saying as soon as possible, I mean right. So send me a picture of you. Say that immediately. Get a picture in the first 5 seconds if you can. Why do I say that? Because you don't know who you're talking to. You may feel like you're talking to the person from the site, but you don't really know. Until you start getting pictures of them, multiple pictures. Don't just get one picture. Picture after picture after picture after picture as quickly as you possibly can. Like ask for a picture. If you talk to them 4 days in a row before y'all meet, ask for a picture every day, a couple times a day, if you can. And send them back. Try not to get sexual. Is you know what I mean? Use your judgment, use your discretion with what you send. You know, but try not to get too out there. But send pictures back and forth quickly. Because what that does is it tells him who you are, so he builds value in you. It lets him know whether or not you're exactly what he thought you would be. And which means that he won't waste your time if you're not. And it lets you know who he is, so you don't waste your time with somebody you don't really find that attractive. You know, it looked attractive on the site, but then they're not anymore. And then the last thing, and this is what I really want to get on, is when you meet the person, because this is a big thing. When you finally meet the person, you want to meet in a public place, as public as possible. You want to meet in a public place initially, and then you want to sit there and ask questions. Your About Me section gave you the opportunity to tell everything about you to sell yourself to this person. Now, you want to know about them. Why do you want to know about them? I'm going to tell women something they probably don't know about men. Well, most of you don't, because I've talked to a lot of women and dated a lot of women, and most of you don't know this about men. When you talk to a man, any man that gets a lot of women already knows this. But when you talk to a man, 99 times out of 100, he tells you every single thing that you need to do to go from chick that he just knows to girlfriend. He tells you every single thing in that first conversation. If you talk to him and let him do most of the talking. If you just ask questions and let him do most of the talking, he'll tell you everything you need to do. Here's what you want to avoid. You want to avoid asking him a whole lot of past relationship questions. Have you ever cheated on a girl? Have you ever done this? Have you ever done it? Because those people don't matter. That man can treat another girl like crap and treat you like a queen. Men are not consistent like that. It's based on what you mean to us. That's why I say don't ask all this other crap when you on your profile, like I'm tired of the dogs and the players and stuff like that. You want to build value in yourself. That's how you take yourself from profile to relationship and to moving to the next level. You want to build value in yourself. From the moment you put a picture up to the next word on the page, you want to build value in yourself. It's all about selling yourself, selling people the dream. You want to make sure that if you got kids, if you got 4, if you got 5 baby daddies, I don't give a damn what your situation is. You want to sell nothing but the positive and bring up the negative aspects as they come. You want to sell nothing but good. Like, hey, I'm good looking. Hey, I'm really smart. I'm really funny. I'm a good person. This is why an online site gives you an opportunity. Because what it does is it puts you in a situation where people don't just dismiss you based on your situation. Because they're getting an opportunity to read who you are as a person. So why put out the bull crap that basically put you on the same playing field you're always on. People see you at the mall with your 3 to 4 kids. That's all they see is 3 or 4 kids. They don't see nothing else. They see 3 or 4 kids. Put yourself on an equal playing field with everybody else and then exceed them. Surpass them. Show what kind of person you are. Because whatever your fucked up situation might be, we all got fucked up situations on some level. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be single. Let's keep it real. So, what you want to do is show the good things you have going for you and then let the person figure out the bad stuff. So don't put that crap on your page. All right? I want y'all to just look at those things and start making better profiles for yourself and start getting the better first impressions on dates. All right? Be about the guy on the date because you're still selling yourself as a person who cares and is listening and all those things. And you're deciding whether this dude is somebody you even want to be around. And you're not going to know that if you don't listen enough. Because a lot of times shit that women tell me is, he wasn't like that when I first met him. You know what? 90% of the women that I've ever gone out with have never asked me questions about myself. Other than the superficial, what do you do for a living, blah, blah, blah. They never really asked me what I wanted, what I needed, what what I liked, and things of that nature. They really didn't ask me those type of questions. So a lot of times when they weren't what I liked, they could have known that from the beginning if they'd asked, but they didn't. Then they get mad, like, you didn't tell me you didn't like this. You didn't ask. Ask questions. Hope I was able to help you guys, give you guys some insight that's going to help you out in the future. Once again, it's your man, Chazz Ellis. Hit me up. Put anything you need in the inbox if you want to ask questions or something like that, or leave them in a comment. Peace.